Hello, gorgeous. You're listening to the Girlfriend's Guide to Starting Over. On this podcast, we talk about everything from dating and relationships to personal development. We also speak very candidly about the F word, and by that, I mean failure. So grab a pen, tag a friend, and let's talk about it. All of it. Undergoing, overcoming, and simply trying to make it through. Hello, gorgeous. You're listening to the Girlfriend's Guide to Starting Over podcast. I'm your host, Kayla. If you are listening for the first time, welcome to my platform. I am so excited that you found me. And if you are a returning listener, as always, hey sis, and welcome back. So in today's podcast, we are going to talk about something that I have practiced for years and years. However, only recently did I recognize the magnitude or importance of it. And that is choosing joy. Every day, choosing joy. So earlier this week, I had to go for my regular GYN appointment. Like nothing's wrong, just standard GYN appointment that every woman has to go to. Only this one was extremely anxiety provoking because the provider that I have been seeing for a decade had left the facility. So like literally cue Eminem, like palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I am like about to panic because I'm like, who is this new person that's going to literally be looking in my insides? Turns out that he is a fabulous physician, absolutely delightful person, and I'm really glad that we were partnered together. However, the appointment in itself was entirely anxiety provoking. So he comes in the room and he kind of tilts his head and he asks the standard like bedside manner questions. And then he says to me, "Is your chart right?" And I'm like, huh? What? So I'm like, is there a discrepancy? Is there something wrong with me? I'm like, what do you mean? And he says, "You're 36?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I totally would have guessed like 24, 25." And we start talking about my skincare regimen. And you guys know skincare is my jam, my first love, right? And then I say to him, I truly attribute my youth, my vitality, my like raring to go and energy to choosing joy. Each day I wake up and I choose joy. I choose happy. And I'm not talking toxic positivity where we like bury our heads in the sand and pretend like bad things don't happen. I'm talking about choosing joy in spite of the bad things. I'm talking about intentionally seeking reasons to be happy, reasons to smile, reasons to practice gratitude. This is something that I started doing about 2.5 years ago when I was in a really tough spot. I was so sad. I was so depressed. My anxiety was so high that literally each day I was like searching for a reason to smile. And when I had sought treatment, when I started to realize that I was getting better, I realized that that was a practice that I did not want to stop. And so in our last podcast episode, we talked about this is mid-year's Eve, right? Mid-year's Eve is past, so we are right at the middle of the year. We literally have just as much year left as already has passed. And so for the next 6 months, I would like to challenge you all to choose joy. Wake up every single day and intentionally seek a reason to smile, a reason to be happy, a reason to show gratitude, a reason that things aren't so bad after all. Now, this doesn't mean that we just forget all the bad things that are happening to us. It means that in spite of the bad, we recognize that there is still good, that life is still ahead of us, that there is so much more left, that things can get better. It's choosing happiness. It's choosing happiness. Often as women and as people, because it's not just us, we get so tunnel visioned on the negativity or the thing that we don't have that we become blind to all the wonderful things that are happening around us. I've seen it and I've experienced it. I've experienced it when you're waiting on the ring and then suddenly your partner can't do anything right. He can plan the perfect date. He can do the perfect everything. He can spend time with you, but it's you are so fixated on, I don't have a ring. I don't have a ring. I don't have a ring. You don't care. You lose sight of all the good things. Yeah, don't do that. I've seen it in corporate America when you are so fixated on the promotion or the title that you don't recognize that you are exceeding all the expectations, that you're receiving raises, that you're receiving like kudos, and you're being well respected by all those around you. But because you aren't getting the one thing that you are focused on, you become blinded to all the good. I've seen it because I've been there. And so, because this is the middle of the year, I want to encourage you for the next 6 months to wake up every single day and choose joy. Choose joy. When you see the person who's popping off and having a bad time, choose joy. And it doesn't mean that you point it out to someone else. It could simply mean choosing not to participate in the argument. You don't have to attend every argument that you get invited to, right? You get to choose joy. You get to choose peace. You get to choose gratitude. You get to choose positivity. And it doesn't mean that bad things aren't happening. It means in spite of the bad, I am choosing joy. I am choosing light. I am choosing to keep going and not breaking down and staying here. It's important here that I pin that. Choosing joy doesn't mean you never fall apart, because you absolutely are entitled to fall apart. Choosing joy means once you fall apart, you pick the pieces back up together, and tomorrow you try again. I love you. I'm here to support you, and I'm looking forward to hearing how you are choosing joy in your tomorrow. Well, gorgeous girl, that's a wrap for this episode. I hope you found value, insight, or strength. I hope something was said that gave you the courage to push on a little while longer toward the life of your dreams. If you felt motivated during this segment, screenshot this and throw it in your stories and tag me on social. That way we can keep the message going. Have an excellent day on purpose, and we, girl, will talk in the next one.